My name's Trevor Horn. I'm an old record producer. And a lot of record producers produce just their own songs. But I'm somebody who's, in the past, has spent a lot of time producing other people's songs. In fact, most of the records I've made have been songs written by other people. The fact that I was a songwriter helped me make a better job of the song that I was producing. I never wanted to be a producer that just did my own songs, because I think that limits you to what you can work on. If I'm working on a song, the first thing I do is I learn the song. And I learn it so that I can play it and sing it. And then generally I change most of the chords into chords that I like. I try and change the song into something that I like. If I'm doing an album, I listen to all of the songs that are available for the album and pick the best ones and dump the ones I don't like. But that's really the only thing that unites my approach. And then I suppose the next thing I do is to try and get a vocal out of the singer, even if it's just a scratch vocal, and try and get them to hear the person who's going to sing the song. Because in a way, that's the most important thing. The way that they sing the song is going to determine what kind of record you make. Like it's no good making a funky track if your singer isn't funky. You know, the first time Rod Stewart ever sang for me, he sang over a really crummy demo that I'd made myself using a Proteus. I made a quick demo of Downtown Train on that, and he sang over it, and so I could hear what kind of record to make. Years ago, when he was alive, they asked me if I'd be interested in doing a Ray Charles album. The thing was, it was Ray Charles's 25th studio album. I didn't know if there was anything I could bring to a project like that would be worth it for him or worth it for me. Honestly, I'm at that time of my life where if somebody played me something by a young band where they couldn't afford anything but they had a great song, I'd much rather do that than do something that would pay me a lot of money with a big artist. I'm very particular about microphones. I've got a really great collection of microphones because really, as you get older, you realize that the most important thing is the vocal. I always say if you want your record to sound better, get the vocal to sound better. That'll make more difference than anything else. Because sometimes you try so hard to make it good that you spoil it, you know. That can be a challenge. Not spoiling things. A good song is a song that's properly written. Lots of people write a verse and a chorus and they think that they've written a song, but they haven't. You don't just need A and B. You need A, B, C, D, E, and F, you know, ideas. Because the bit that makes it appealing to people isn't the song, it's the somehow the bits in between, and the way the chorus and the verse blend over into the other sections. Those are the parts that make a song really memorable. I knew Kiss from a Rose was a good song when I first heard it because it had a beautiful verse, a beautiful chorus, and it had an introduction. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da. And he had a middle eight as well. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. So he had like 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas straight away, as well as the other ideas that were inside the song. The other thing about a good song is a good song will come with parts. You know, when I say parts, I mean instrumental motifs that the song fits over. Not just somebody going G chord like this and singing a really simple tune, because then you have to try and find parts, and that can take you ages. Those are the kind of things that determine whether a song is a good song. I think back in the early 80s, you could get away with a lot more because if you came up with some unusual sounds, it was possible to attract people to something that wasn't necessarily such a great song. Do You Believe in Life After Love by Cher? Do you think that would have been such a successful record if it hadn't been for the glitching on auto-tune? I don't think so. It was a good song, but it wasn't it wasn't great, you know? So, yeah, technology can definitely help sometimes. When I started out, I was one of the first producers to have a rig, right? And my rig was a TR-808 that I had modified by a guy called Dave Simmons. I had one of those, and I had a sequencer that worked on CV and gate, and I had a mini Moog. But when you got something like a Fairlight, it was so complicated that on a synclavier that I had to hire people to operate them. But I did know how they worked. New technology tends to be very easy by comparison to old technology. I'm not a big fan of using samples. I don't like copy other people's songs as a way of writing songs. And I know a lot of people do that nowadays, particularly DJs. I tried working with a couple of DJs, but all they wanted was pastiche versions of songs that they loved. You know, we're in a situation now where we have at least 100 years worth of recorded music. So it's going to be pretty hard to do anything that's totally unique, unless it's completely atonal. So it's always going to bear a passing resemblance to something else. The lyrics will always be the thing that make the difference in a way, what the song's about. Good production is one that makes your artist sound really good. Production is only good if it enhances the artist and makes the artist sound really good. That's what it's for, really. You know? It's not to show off as a producer. That's pointless.